There comes a moment for all of us, unexpected, unsparing, when life undoes our illusions of control. The diagnosis, the breakup, the job that vanishes despite everything you gave, the call that divides your life into before and after. In that instant, something is revealed, not about the world, but about us, about what we've built our identity upon, about who we are without the roles, the routines, the certainty. The Stoics understood something most of us forget until it's too late. It's not the event that breaks you. It's your relationship to the event, your interpretation, your response. Marcus Aurelius, writing during war and plague, reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This isn't about becoming cold or pretending pain doesn't hurt. It's about discovering that you are more than your feelings, more than your circumstances, and far more resilient than you realize. What follows are 7 ancient practices, some profound, that have helped human beings remain grounded through chaos, loss, and uncertainty. They won't make life easier, but they will make you stronger. If you're here, you're not chasing hype. You're searching for something real, a strength that doesn't depend on conditions, a peace no one can take from you. Let's begin. The art of mental preparation. Principle 1. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Marcus Aurelius. Margaret sits in her car, waiting. Today she'll find out whether she got the promotion she's worked toward for 3 long years. Her chest tightens, her mind leaps forward, spiraling through scenarios of rejection, embarrassment, shame. But the suffering isn't from reality, it's from anticipation, from the story her mind is telling. The Stoics saw this clearly. Most of our pain isn't caused by what happens, it's caused by what we think it means. Mental preparation isn't pessimism, it's power. It's learning to recognize when your mind is running ahead, creating futures that don't exist. It's asking, what story am I telling? Is it true or just familiar? Premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, was the Stoic practice of imagining what could go wrong, not to wallow in dread, but to strengthen the soul. Like a surgeon rehearsing for complications, or an athlete visualizing resistance, you don't hope for failure, but you prepare for it, not so you suffer more, but so you panic less. Daily practice. Each morning, imagine one challenge that could arise. Ask, if this happened, how would I want to respond? Clarity before crisis creates calm during it. Preparation doesn't control the future. It controls how the future finds you. Principle 2. The sovereignty of the inner realm. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Epictetus. James scrolls the headlines. Markets falling, civil unrest, bad news piling up. He feels crushed by the weight of a world he can't fix. He's forgotten a fundamental Stoic distinction. What's within your control, and what's not. Epictetus, born into slavery, taught that our real freedom doesn't come from outer circumstances. It comes from narrowing our focus to what is truly ours. Our thoughts, our choices, our actions, everything else, outcomes, opinions, the past, the weather, is not ours, and never was. This isn't apathy, it's precision. It's a mother showing up for her child's needs without controlling who they become. A leader acting with integrity even if the outcome is uncertain. A patient focusing on treatment, not resentment. Imagine a captain in a storm. She cannot stop the wind, but she can set the sails. Daily practice. When overwhelmed, draw 2 circles. In the center, what you can control. Outside, what you cannot. Focus only on the inner circle. That's where your power lives. Peace isn't found by managing everything. It's found by managing the right things. Principle 3. The discipline of measured response. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Zeno of Citium. The meeting turns tense. Rachel feels herself heating up. She's been misunderstood, maybe even disrespected. Her instinct is to fight back, fast, sharp, and loud. But a pause saves her. In our reactive world, silence is a superpower. The Stoics knew that emotional restraint isn't weakness, its wisdom. They practiced pause, the space between stimulus and response, because they understood that unchecked speech can cause more damage than any blow. You don't have to suppress your truth, but timing and tone matter more than we admit. A wise archer doesn't fire impulsively. She aims, breathes, then releases. Daily practice. Before you speak in anger, ask, what outcome do I want? Will these words create it or destroy it? Emotional clarity before expression leads to impact without regret. Principle 4. The alchemy of adversity. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. David's business fails. 15 years gone. His identity gone with it. At first, there's shame. But over time, something else emerges. Perspective. He's forced to reassess, reinvent, rebuild. Not in spite of the failure, but because of it. The Stoics believed that adversity wasn't an interruption of the path. It was the path. Difficulty shapes us, asks something of us. It says, now we'll see who you really are. You can become bitter, or you can become better. The oyster doesn't curse the grain of sand. It begins the slow transformation into a pearl. Daily practice. Each evening, reflect. What did today's challenge teach me about myself? Growth isn't automatic. It's chosen again and again. You can't control the obstacles, but you can control what they make of you. Principle 5. The mastery of the inner voice. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Lisa hears a simple critique from her boss, and a storm begins inside. I'm not good enough. I never was. I don't belong here. But it's not her boss she's arguing with. It's herself. The Stoics knew that the most powerful influence in your life isn't other people. It's your own inner dialogue. You can't stop thoughts from arising, but you can choose which ones take root. Thoughts are like seeds. Some grow fear, doubt, resentment. Others grow clarity, calm, courage. Which are you watering? Daily practice. When your mind turns hostile, pause. Ask, is this thought helpful? Is it true? What would a wise friend say? Train your inner voice to be your ally, not your saboteur. Principle 6. The foundation of sacred routines. First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Tom's life is unraveling. His job, his marriage, his health. Everything feels unsteady, but every morning he brews his coffee with care. He walks, he writes one honest paragraph. These small acts aren't trivial, they're anchors. In a world obsessed with flexibility, the Stoics cherished routine. Not as a cage, but as a compass. Your habits shape your identity, one action at a time. Routines are how you cast daily votes for who you're becoming. Daily practice. Choose one simple, meaningful routine. Protect it, make it sacred. It's not just a habit, it's a promise to yourself. In chaos, your routines remind you who you are. Principle 7. The practice of evening reflection. When the light has been removed, I examine the whole day and go back over what I've done and said. Seneca. At day's end, Sandra sits quietly. She remembers what went well, what could have gone better, what mattered and what didn't. She doesn't judge herself, she studies herself. The Stoics ended each day with reflection, not to punish, but to learn, not to replay shame, but to refine direction. Daily practice. Each night, ask yourself, what went well today? What did I learn? What intention do I want to carry into tomorrow? The unexamined day is a lost opportunity. The examined day becomes a teacher. We began with the moment life strips away your sense of control. Now we end with what can never be taken from you. These 7 practices are not life hacks. They are roots, mental preparation, control over your choices, measured response, resilience in adversity, mastery of thought, sacred routines, evening reflection. Together, they form a way of being. Unshaken. This does not mean you will not feel pain. It means pain will not define you. Storms will come, that is certain. But if your roots run deep, no storm will uproot you. Confine yourself to the present, wrote Marcus, not because the future doesn't matter, but because this moment is where your power lives. You won't always get it right. You'll fall, forget, react. That's being human. But the path is not about perfection. It's about returning again and again to your center. The Stoics didn't aim to be invulnerable. They aimed to be anti-fragile, to grow stronger through difficulty. And now, so can you. Start here, start small, and begin again, as many times as it takes.